You know, it's officially been a month since Floor 2 released in Roblox stores, and we have already been getting news about the next upcoming updates. Now, to be fair, most of this news has been messages from the developers directly, but we have also received some leaks from outside sources. One of these leaks in particular is very interesting, as it actually showcases a brand new entity coming to the game. Now, credit where credit is due, this video wouldn't be possible without fellow Doors YouTuber Rise, who documented this new entity leak on their channel. I will be leaving a link to their original video in the description of this video, so make sure to check it out if you haven't. Anyways, in this video, I'll be discussing this new entity leak, including the design and possible functionalities of this critter. So, with all of that being said, let's begin. Alright, so obviously the whole entity itself wasn't leaked, but major parts of them were. This could be considered a situation like when Grumble was leaked early, where their entire face mesh was leaked, however its colors, textures, and other body parts weren't. Anyways, with that being said, this is what the new entity looks like. Yeah, it is definitely interesting, and although at first I wasn't able to pinpoint exactly what I was looking at, I think I may have figured it out. You see, when Gloombats were first leaked, they went by the name of Bat Moths. This was because the entity was a hybrid of two animals, those being a bat and a moth, hence the placeholder name. Well, I believe the same situation is happening with this entity, where they are a hybrid of two animals. If we take a look at the leaked mesh, we can notice characteristics of the first animal on this entity, that being a slug. The overall body shape and, more noticeably, the eyes all resemble that of a slug or snail. The second animal characteristic of this entity is that of a crocodile. If you look closely, the teeth and legs resemble that of an alligator or crocodile. Furthermore, we know based on these leaks that the name of this entity, at least the placeholder name, is Wade. So, now that we know exactly what Wade is, how will they behave? Well, let's start out with where they will spawn. We definitely know it's extremely unlikely that they are a Floor 3 entity, given how Floor 3 is going to take months of development, and entities are typically one of the last things created for an update. However, we do know the mines will be receiving a few updates in the near future, including a brand new subfloor. So, this leads me to theorize that Wade will appear either in the new mines subfloor, or they will be a new addition to the mines itself, given how the main floor will also be receiving some changes too. With this in mind, I think I have an idea of how they will work. For one, given how these entities are part crocodile, I'd assume they would like to live in areas with water. This means we can expect them to be in flooded rooms or the sewers. If they are exclusive to the subfloor, then I'd assume the same thing, where they'd spawn in rooms associated with water. As for behaviors, it's too early to entirely tell. So I guess we'll have to speculate on what the entity itself does. For one, given how most entities in the game are hostile, it is possible that this one is too. It could also be a neutral entity like the Gloombats, where it won't attack unless provoked. Personally, I think a cool way which this entity could be implemented is if it worked kinda like Figure in a way. What I mean is that the entity will attack you unless you crouch, meaning you'd have to trek through the flooded rooms whilst crouching to avoid Wade. I don't know, I just thought that would be a cool idea. Another idea I had is maybe because slugs are slow and how crocodiles are ambush predators, Wade would slowly sneak up on you and attack from there, combining traits from both animals that make up the entity. Like I said, it's way too early to tell how this entity will work, as we only know what some parts of its model look like, but it is fun to guess about its behaviors and functionality. Anyways, that was essentially everything I wanted to say about Wade, the brand new entity coming to Doors. Let me know in the comments what you think of this, and with all of that being said, thank you all for watching and I hope you enjoyed.